Alright, so before we get to the whole video, I just want to go ahead and tell you guys I'm doing a giveaway for the Abyss Pack. You guys can go ahead and win one. Real simple, just go ahead and leave a comment at the end of this video, then I'll use a random picker generator thing to pick one of you out of there. It does check for duplicates, so if you leave like 100 comments, that doesn't give you any benefit. It's just going to pick each individual unique user once, kind of thing. So it's not going to roll you 1,000 times if you leave 1,000 comments. It's still only going to run you once, like everyone else. So anyways, just leave a comment down below. Say, I would like the Abyss Pack, or Abyss Pack, please, or just something about the Abyss Pack and that you want to win it. All right, and put that down. And then in Tuesday, when my Tuesday video comes out of showing the next potential skins, I will announce the winner, at which point I will be needing your Steam ID to send it over to the Rust devs, and then they will grant the DLC to your Steam account. You don't have to do anything, no code for you to redeem. They will literally just send it on over to your Steam account. So hey, there is that. Leave a comment down below, and let's go ahead and get into the video. How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the newest update to Rust. It is that time of the month again where Rust rolls out its update, and with this update we have the Deep Sea Abyss update. With this we have a new DLC pack with some cool skins. We've got a whole new vehicle slash moving base, brand new water, if you can't tell, which we'll take a little look at here more in a second, as well as a new monument that has some functions as well as planned future functions that are way more important, I would say, and a few other little things here and there. So let's go ahead and jump on in and take a look at the water, literally. So we'll go ahead and just plunge on in. You can already see there's a huge difference. We'll go ahead and toggle on some goggles. And yeah, it's just absolutely amazing. The waves just look so nice and it's so crystal clear. And when things are actually moving in the water, which you'll see kind of when we're moving around the tugboat, it just really is a huge improvement. And of course with that comes optimizations as well, which is always an important thing. So with this update, we also have the tugboat. And the tugboat is a claimable vehicle that you can put 3 doors on and build on once you've claimed it. Now, it is destroyable, and it does decay, so we'll get to that all here in a second, but first off, where do you find it? And it's going to be harbor, so typically there's going to be, as long as you got both harbors, there's going to be 4 spawns at a time. And as you'll see here, right off of where the green card is going to be, you can find one tugboat right here. And then on the complete opposite side, you'll find another tugboat right here. Then we're going to go ahead and head all the way to the other harbor to go ahead and show you the spawns there. Alright, now that we're over here at the other harbor, you'll notice that the first spawn is going to be right next to a halfway sinking tugboat next to the crane, for reference there. And then completely, again, on the opposite side, there's always been this kind of dock that didn't really have anything out past it, and well, now it does. It has its very own tugboat spawn right next to the containers that usually have a box in them. It looks like this time it's just a barrel, but there's usually a box over here. So hey, when you're checking out the box, you can always see if a tugboat is there. It does take a little bit, I believe over 30 minutes or so for another one to spawn in once they are destroyed. They have 3,000 health, so basically you can take them out with 4 C4, about 16 rockets, or 7-8 torpedoes depending on the direct hits. So yeah, torpedoes, that's definitely something to keep into consideration. So all you have to do to claim one of these is pop on in with some low grade. You can hop on up and once you get up into the bridge or captain quarters, whatever you want to call it, you'll see there's a little fuel tank, and you can go ahead and mount, and you're going to hold down your action key, which should be E by default for everyone, and then you have the option to access the fuel or authorize. So you go ahead and authorize on it. And you'll notice it doesn't actually show like an authorized on the chat. I don't know if that's intended or not, but one way or another you can tell because, you know, it'll say clear authorization. Also, you'll be able to build on it. So once you go ahead, you can go ahead and put some fuel in there, and you'll be allowed to place doors and build on it. So I'm going to take you back over to one I've already built on so we can kind of see what you're allowed to place and what not. Alright everyone, we're here on the bridge of my ship, and I have everything claimed, got some fuel, but I haven't put up my doors, so I highly recommend you guys put armor doors if you can, because, well, you're going to want the most work as possible, because it really only takes them one armor door to get in here, and there's nothing higher door tier-wise you can put up, and you can't put any kind of defenses or place any kind of objects in this area right here. So that's some things to consider. Now, you can place things pretty much anywhere else on the boat. You can place them pretty much all along the edges and so forth. So I'm actually going to grab, like, let's just grab something that's of a convenient size. Let's say a small box. So as you'll see, you can actually literally just kind of place it anywhere along here. You might not want to block your path on here, but you could. You can place stuff there. You used to be able to place things on the front part of this rubber here. Doesn't look like you can anymore. You can get under the steps with the box, etc. All along the edges. Again, careful, don't block your walking path. May be death for you. And of course, you have the whole back area here. So as you'll see, you know, we'll just plop this box down right here. And we're done. We have a grill. You can actually place a water purifier. I don't know if this was on purpose, because technically none of the other water items can be placed, but you can place a campfire, and this just connects to campfire. So I don't know if it's on purpose or if this will stay, but hey, still a cool idea. You can go ahead and purify some water while you're out in the sea the old-fashioned way. You can place chairs. The piano and drum set are placeable. Your rust trophy, if you want to place it. You can do lanterns. You can even put Christmas lights out and along it. Not the electric ones. Nothing electric can be placed on this, as well as none of the industrial. So do keep that in mind. And then you have the core. And the core area, again, is only going to be one door, but you can put a lot of stuff in here, as you can see. And this is pretty much all the stuff that can be placed. You can place beds, you can put signs and picture frames on the walls, a chippy vending machine, and Pookie Bears. Thank you, devs. Then also there's the boxes, small and large, of course. You can get a research table, workbenches, repair bench. Lanterns can be placed on things like they normally can be. Boxes can be placed in where they normally can be, or under what they normally can be. You can put regular furnaces, just not large industrial or refineries. You can get lockers in here, tables, refrigerator, even stockings, spin wheel. But here's the big one I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be the most excited about. This previously wasn't placeable, and we weren't sure if it was going to be something that would be or would stick around. You can place the computer station. It's the only technical electric item you can place on it. And from this, then, you can go ahead and view up oil rig or any camera you like, or you can run a drone. Now, I did have a drone on the roof, but I believe it slid off. So that is one thing to keep in consideration. You can place a drone while you're on here, but if you leave it outside and don't pick it back up, it's going to kind of skitter its way off the roof eventually and then probably die in the waters down below. But you can go ahead and head up to the next area here where you can place stuff still right here. And then once we get up to this area, it gets a little bit odd. We'll grab another small box. You can see you can still place stuff here and here in front, right? And then if we go up to the next area, you'll notice I can't climb ladders, of course. There we go. You can no longer place things up here. Previously, you were able to, and it looks like that functionality has been taken away. Probably just to, not have people abuse it, like making little fortresses out of couches or something to shoot through and so forth. They do want people to stay vulnerable, which is of course why they took away the ability to place turrets and so forth on it. I'm sure some people will bring that back with modded servers, however, if that's something that's a little more up your alley. But there you go, everyone. I mean, this is a pretty awesome thing. Like I said, it does take about 4 C4 to take this thing out, and once it is damaged, we'll go ahead and actually damage it once here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hit it with a C4. So let's pop out front, hit it with a C4, get that health bar to pop up for you guys, and it's only wood and metal frags to actually repair as it cuts me off there. Repair it. Is that gonna show our health bar yet? 21 seconds. Huh, we got the doors. Health bar's not really popping up for me. Unless, is it actually put into the console? So there you go, wood and metal fracs. And on the console, you'll also see how much fuel you have. So you can see it has a full 500, which is the max it can hold without being modded. Then you have your speed right here. And then we also have a sonar radar. I believe it's sonar radar. It may only be sonar. But at the very least, it does pick up submarines, I've noticed. Of course, they have to be active and moving. I'm by myself, so I can't demonstrate for you. But we're going to go ahead and take this thing off on a cruise. Just kind of demonstrate about how fast this thing can go. And it's definitely a thing that kind of chugs along, but it can hit a max of about 20 knots depending on the resistance of waves and so forth. Now, it does decay pretty quickly. I believe being left out in the open without anyone there to repair it, it will decay in about 6 hours. So that is something to keep into consideration. It's kind of like maybe a temporary base for the day kind of thing. When you guys are done, don't expect it to be there unless you're going to be back on real quick. I don't know if that's something that will change. Of course, if people are in like extended servers and so forth, that won't be too much of a difference. But as you can see there, it seems to cap out at about 23, sometimes hits 24, but 20 is about the average in speed for it there. And it does have a nice little smokestack effect going on once it's active, so you can tell. And it also has little lights that turn on. As you can see, those are the Christmas lights I added, but you can see that there is a red and a green light on the side of it. And you can also see the cabin lights as well. Alright guys, our next big changes have to do with the spray can and the container skin. So with the container skin, the ability to go ahead and change each piece, you tended to go through a lot of spray cans with the pretty low durability that they had. Well, now when you're going ahead and changing the color, or changing the skin of an item, like a box or a furnace or whatever, it will not use the durability. Only when you use the actual spray function will it actually take durability. So that's actually a really nice little thing that should really help with everyone playing around with the colors of their container bases, or someone who runs around and changes all their boxes like me. So next, the container skin. A lot of people didn't like the fact that when you made a roof, it would look exactly like the plywood, and it didn't look like a container. So, you know, you upgrade and that's what it looks like, and it just looks really awkward as a roof. Well, now the game can tell a difference if there's another floor above it. If there is another floor above it, it will make it look like this. But if there isn't, it will detect that and it will do both sides, huh? So there you go. Now your container can actually close on up and look like a closed container. Same thing up here, it's going to detect, oh, nothing above, and boom, and now it looks like a proper container. So there we go, quick fix, doesn't cost you anything extra. You didn't have to get it now or later, it's just boom, done, one done, fixed, and looks so much better. Alright, next up we have our new monument, and it is the Ferry Terminal. And you'll see it shows up as Ferry Terminal, and you'll also see that it also has a subway connection right there on top of it. It should pop up on all maps because this thing will be a necessity once the server transferring system, or Nexus, gets implemented. So as you can see, it has this beautiful mossy shore, and they've got all these wave breaks, and you have various different unloading, loading zones around it set up for the ability to load up some boats. Now, tugboats don't seem to spawn here. There are some boxes and so forth that do. So you can see that there's various brown boxes around. We can also break some barrels here and there. And there's kind of a way to fiddle around and get all the way up here where you can see there's some oil. And, oh, I believe, is that it? Yeah, nothing around on this side here. So just some oil canisters and very good height. And then you can go ahead and get down from there, or on top of this. You can run all the way along here. There's various places up from the beach as well. And you could run yourself all the way to here, jump to the roof, or, you know, shoot at people. There's definitely a lot you can do. Now, once you kind of get and take a look into here, there's not really anywhere to go in the top parts. Everything is down below, where you can see there's some more barrels, etc. We'll go ahead and start walking. And you'll see there's a whole little terminal set up, some more barrels and so forth inside. There is a working rust phone. Then you'll see here's where the departures used to be. And then if you head down here, it is the underground, and this goes straight down to the train system. And there's usually a couple boxes hanging in around the area here. Then if you come back here, there's actually a recycler and a working car lift, which is very, very nice. That also makes me think this is, again, you know, the epicenter for transferring servers. Makes sense. You might want to do some last changes to your car. Some extra fuel barrels there, which is nice. And then we've got all this kind of area you can go around. Some lit hobo barrels. Some more barrels around here. So forth. Doesn't look like we can go into these buildings yet, but who knows, they may be saved for something else that has to do with the rest of all this later. We'll just have to see, but it's definitely always neat to see a new monument pop up, and it has a few different loot things here and there. I also like how it has some blank, very open parking spaces, as you can see. And I'm very curious to see where this all goes once they implement this full system. But there it is, everyone. So let's go ahead and call at the end of the video. Thanks for watching, everyone. And of course, I think a lot of you guys are going to ask, does the little lighthouse work? And we do have a lot of different lights and so forth going on through this area, but sadly it looks like little lighthouse does not work. But maybe it will one day. I don't know, we'll just have to see. Also, you cannot go into it. It has a blocked off door and doesn't really have a real interior. But hey, there it is. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy the wipe, have some fun with some tugboats, and we'll see you next time.